Good evening, everyone. So today we are about to start the fifth session on Marketing Cloud account engagement. And again, today we have Chandra, a senior Fox in Marketing Cloud. Chandra, over to you to start the last session.
Thank you, Chamil, and thank you, everyone. Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to our final session. And the key unique components is what we'll be learning today. Thank you, everyone, for all your support on all these 4 weeks, and also to help and support on the fifth week also. So today we are covering the major important concept, which is very unique in the account engagement, which we can separate it from all the marketing tools you might have come across. Okay, so I'll be going with that topic first, and we'll keep moving. So I'll be stopping my video. I'll be sharing my screen to go ahead and discuss. So what is that we are covering today? So we are covering very important and interesting concepts like scoring, grading, engagement studio program. You can compare this with Journey Builder, but Journey Builder is more powerful. But still, I would like to explain what is engagement studio program, how it works. It's very simple tool, but yet powerful. It is very simple tool and yet very powerful, and the reporting tools which are very important. Okay, so we'll begin with the first topic, which is scoring. What is scoring? Okay, what is scoring? I would like to give a statement. So I'll show you within the tool. Let's keep it simple like this. Okay, I'll cut this. I'll put it here so that we can read it. What is scoring? So exactly what is lead scoring? In short, this is one of the statements taken from Trailhead Academy. Trailhead for this one. In short, it's a methodology used by sales and marketing departments to help measure the interest of the lead. Very important, underline this one. Interest of the lead. So you can spend your nurturing the leads that most likely to convert. I'll give one more statement for this based on my experience. Much the prospect is interested towards your product, towards your product product or services. Okay, how do you know that the prospect is interested towards you? This is automated. Okay, I'll show you how the scoring rules look like, where you can change it, what all the things we will be doing. So is it enough? No, we need also grading. What is grading? Grading is nothing but you as a marketer, you or your team interested towards prospect. So what is the difference between both? So you cannot chase everyone. Okay, you cannot chase everyone to close the deals, right? So let us take an example of that one, and then we'll keep moving on that one. Let's assume that I am Chandra Prasad. I'm a prospect. Okay, I'm a prospect. Okay, I'll start surfing your website after providing my basic details like email address or other stuff, because I've completed a form. So I'll start searching the products, and I'll start interacting with your marketing assets. Okay. So let me go into the tool. First, let me explain where you can find the basic scoring rules. Let me go into account engagement reports, engagement settings, basically. First, let us see where is the scoring located, okay, which is found under automation settings, scoring. This is where you will see the scoring. And scoring category, I'll be discussing this in the upcoming, in the couple of minutes. So first, let us understand the baseline scoring rules. This is out of the box given by account engagement, which comes with default values too, like this. When they open an email, it says it is 0 points. When they click on custom redirect link, they are given with 3 points. If they visit a page, so you can see webinar attended, webinar invited, webinar registered, we have all. If they visit a page, they have given 3 points. More and more, the prospect is interacting with your digital assets. All these are the examples of the digital assets, like opening an email, clicking a link, submitting a form. If it is error, they'll get 5 points minus. Form handler, fixation, form submission, visiting the landing pages, all these are preferably try to ensure if you people are planning to even attend for your certification on account engagement specialist, it's great that if you can memorize these points. Anything which is zero, ignore it. Anything which has some points, try to get those things right. Okay. Now, so as I was explaining about the prospect scoring is implicit. What is implicit? Implicit is basically it is dependent on your prospect interacting with your digital assets. So they are very much interested. Let me take an example of salesforce.com. I'll just go with an example. So let's assume that I'm visiting salesforce.com page where I want to know more about the products. Okay, I'll go into industries, for example. I'll click on automotive industry. So each and every page when I'm going with this one, if I am trying to check this, for example, I want to know the pricing of it. I want to know the pricing page. If I have a pricing page, I'll visit that. So now, as and when I start surfing, I want to know the support, how it they are doing with all these contribute to the scoring of Chandra Prasad when Salesforce is using account engagement. So that is what this will be added. So let me go into prospect. Now let us see the existing prospects. Okay, all the prospects which is created of all time. I'll take this example. I'll click on this guy, and now on the right hand side you can see my activities. These are the one which is contributing to my score, which is implicit, right? So when I visit the pages, I have visited one page, so I have been given with one. This score is coming from the baseline rule. When I submitted a form, I've been given with 50 points. When I visited the landing page view, it is having 0 points here. So what is my score? It is 51. But if you go back and see it here, it says that I have 79 points, nothing but in the form of scoring. It's a number, right? When I go into the score, I'll get the details of that score. So for mission one, it is 50 points because of additional points given. So what you understand by this is Chandra Prasad is more interested towards you. That is your product, right? So is that enough? Is that enough so that we can say, okay, Chandra Prasad is interested towards my product, go and talk to him and close the deal. Basically, this is a tool which helps your sales rep for lead nurturing and to give them a qualified leads. We cannot chase everyone. We cannot chase everyone who is visiting our website submitting the form, because if I am visiting the site more and more, it might be the reason that I'm investigating on how interested your product is. That is your scoring, right? Which is implicit. Grading is the interest of you on the prospect, how much you are interested on the prospect. For example, so let's take an example of a sales rep. Sales rep is interested in the prospect only if they have a job title filled. Let's take an example of the same prospect here. Do I have the job title? Okay, do I have the job title? No. So job title is missing here. Okay, the city is missing here, for example, and we don't have those information. Okay, grading is the one which is where your sales rep is interested in. You means the product owner, your company, you can make anything. So you have purchased account engagement to know how much you are interested toward the prospect is grading. When it comes to grading, grading is always an alphabet, whereas scoring is a number. How do you get the scoring? When you visit a page, when you open an email, when you click a link in the email, when you submit a form, when you visit a landing page, when you visit a specific site pages on your website. Those are the one which is giving you numbers. So there are baseline rules. Can I change that baseline rules? The answer is yes. So you have to go to account engagement settings. This is the first thing which I will always suggest to implement before you start sending the emails or any other things. So can I change this? Yes, you always have the option of changing the baseline rule. So what is the rule? So there are huge lists here. Whenever someone registers to a one, I want to give them 50 points. Okay. Score decrease prospect inactivity, MCAE account rule. This is one of the rules which is also doing. So I click on save, and if I go to down, so event registration has addition. So can we change this? Yes, you can change this. But when you change this, do remember it will be applied to all the prospects in your database. So that is the reason always talk to your clients and to your team who is implementing account engagement to define the scoring rules, and then comes scoring category. This category is an information. For example, you can see there are two products with us. Payroll is product number one, expense management is product number two. We want to see how many people are interacting with these digital assets. When I click and open this, it will take me to a folder, and you can see this is my folder here. This is the folder. So if you remember, every time when you created a prospect, especially the campaigns, the automation, the content, you were selecting a folder. Let me go into account engagement email. When I click on add email, so you can see the folder is mandatory. You can see this one, right? So what is this for? Folder is always useful for two major reasons. Option number one, so that you can bring categories, that is the scoring categories, so that you can see and understand how much interested a prospect is towards a specific product. All the digital assets on this one will be calculated for that prospect. Okay, I'll give a pause here. It is the interest of the prospect towards your product is scoring. In that, you can also have categories to know how much they are interacting with it. Okay, so when you go into a prospect and see them, you will see the categories and subcategories of it. Example, when I go and open the score, you can also find the categories of it if they are. So if you can see the screen here, when it comes to expense management category, I have 0 points gain. When it comes to payroll, I have gone 0 point because I have not interacted any assets which are created in these folders. Always this is one. What is the second use of folders? You can make those folders only visible to specific group of people, so that they can only play role on this one. You can see there are three teams here: American region sales team, APAC region sales team, and EMEA region sales team. You can give them the specific folder structure so that they can manage with that one. So how do you do that? You have to play around with the folders and give them the right group. So this is the second major use. I'll go to the folder. I'll go to expense management for now. Okay, so I'll go with expense management. Where is this gone? I created it long before. Let me search here. Expense, or I can also search here. I created it long back. Scoring. So products is under products and payroll. Okay, this is good. On the left hand side, let me go into folders. Products. Under products we have payroll, and these are the items which are present here. You can see this. If I interact with this banner image, you can see there is a payroll webinar registration. There are 123 clicks, 81 submissions. These are the digital assets. And when it comes to this one, you can assign it. So you can lock it, you can assign it to the groups. As you can see the groups here, which will control. We don't have any users there, that's the reason. Okay, two users. So what we covered now is scoring. Now, is this enough? Is this enough so that I can start chasing them to close it? No, it's not enough. Why it is not enough? Because I might be a intern of a college. Let's assume that I am an MBA student where I'm trying to understand Salesforce as itself. So he might be an intern, okay, and because of which he has a lot of scores. Why? Because he's interacting with all your digital assets and he's gaining the points by default. But I cannot go and chase them and do it because I have some specific criterias as a product owner. Let's assume that I am the product owner of payroll. I want to know the number of people interacting with it, and very specifically, I want to know key things from a prospect. Like I want to know the job title. I want to know what is their city located in. I want to know whether they have a specific industry. What is your interest? That is known as profile. Grading comes with a profile. So now first understand what is grading. Grading is the one which comes with an alphabet. Default alphabet is D. What is the default alphabet? D. What is the maximum alphabet? It is A plus. Okay, do you have a least one also? Yes, I'll show you this one. So first let us understand how grading can happen. So one, manually. See the location of Chandra Prasad, who is my prospect. He matches my location, matches the job location, he matches my department, he matches the company size also. So that now this prospect can be chased. When I set all of the, this is manual. Okay, we cannot be doing this always. We have to automate this process. I will explain about what is this numbers specify. Now first let us understand the grade. What do you see the grade? It was empty before. Okay, let us take the other example so that you are aware of this one. So let me go into one of the leads here, that is the prospect, and here you can see the grade is nothing. We don't have any grade here, right? Even though we don't have any grade, the default alphabet is D. Remember this one, which will be helpful for your implementation perspective if you are attending for any of your account engagement specialist exam. What is the default alphabet? D. It is not visible on the screen. It will start giving the grade only when they match your rules. Now the question is how this gets matched. Okay, how this gets matched. So this is where you need the profiles. Can I create a number of profiles? Yes, there are default profiles by default which is given by account engagement. So you can create your custom profile also. Okay, so let me go into default profile and let us see the criteria. So when it comes to grading, we need to create a profile, we need to specify the criteria, we need to specify the weightage. Okay, let me type that. When it comes to your profile, you have to create a profile. So first you'll specify the name, you'll specify the criteria, and you'll be specifying the weight. This is what you need to do it in a profile. Okay, so let me create a profile to help you people. So I'm creating a new profile. I'll call this one as a profile, which I'll call it as custom 2. You can name anything, so I'll call this one as custom 2. Okay, I'm creating a profile now. So custom 2 is my profile name. Okay. If you want, you can add criteria. So I would like to have 3 criteria. You can name anything as a criteria, but what is the weightage you want? The rules. So I want to know the job title. This is the rule name, and I want to give them 1. Okay, if they match the company size. Okay, because I want to sell a product for them. So if the company size matches, it is 1. And if they have given the information about their city, and that for that one, it will be 1 by 3. So we need to understand what is 1 by 3, and 2 by 3. So let me create this profile. Now there is a profile called custom 2 where we have defined the name, the criteria, and the weightage for it. Okay, now to understand how weight will define these alphabets, so let us go with that one. Okay, so we have 1 by 3, 2 by 3, and 3 by 3. These are the 3 weightages available, which is equal to 1. So to understand this better, so always you should begin with the alphabet D. Okay, you should always begin with the alphabet D. So first, let me go into the prospect. I'm doing all this manual. I will show you how to automate this one. Let me take an example of this particular prospect. And first, let me change the profile. Which profile they belong to? So default profile is what they belong to. First, let me change it to the profile. So let me edit this profile. I'll go with custom 2 now. So I'm changing it manually now. That's fine, no worries. So they belong to custom the profile, and now you can see there are only three criteria: job title one, company size one, and city is 1 by 3. Okay, let us have one more condition on this one to help you people understand the rule. So we have job title, company size, and city, and let me give them country with 2 by 3. Okay. So let me go back. Let me show you. When you are creating, you have three options. 3 by 3 is 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 3. How this affects? That is the reason I have created rules so that we can understand this one. So now let's assume that this is one of the person where he matches. So don't forget the grade is D. Now let us type it. So when it comes to each grade, it has like this: minus D, D, and D plus. Always have this one. Remember these three. And after that, it will be minus C, C, and C plus. We have minus B, B, and B plus. We have minus A, and A plus. Okay, these are the one, and it is minus F if I'm not wrong. Okay, good with this. So these are all the grades. So the highest one is A plus, the least one is minus F. Now every prospect starts with D. If you have one character increase, so where they will be here. This is D. From D, it will be C. Okay, let us see this. Okay, with respect to the profile. Job title. Do they match the job title? Yes, they match it. Now, my this prospect was having the character D by default. Now they are jumped by exactly one character. Exactly one character. So it should be from D, it should be C. Can you see that? Yes, we will see that now. Let me scroll down. Now you can see that it is grade C because they matched the job title what your sales rep need. Okay, now they don't match it. If I reset it means they go back to the character D. Can you see this? Okay, perfect. Now I'll go back to my profile again. So let me help you people understand 2 by 3 or 1 by 3. What is 1 by 3? They jump by one character. So if this is the character D of their profile, so if they go by 1 by 3 means you should jump them by one character or one alphabet. So what should be my grade? It should be D plus. If I match 1 by 3, what is 1 by 3? If I match this, I should be in D plus. Let's see whether it goes well. Yes, this goes well. Perfect. So now I'm doing all these things manually, but we need to reset it. I'll be in D. Don't match it, if I don't match it, means I am down by the characters, which is D minus. Okay, now let me go back to the profile. So I'll reset it. I want everything to be understood with respect to the weightage. What is the weightage? 1 by 3. 1 by 3 is one character, 2 by 3 is two characters, 3 by 3 is three characters. Now I have a favorite question always which I'll be doing. So it's a question to everyone. If I want to go with D and if I want to be in A, how many times I need to jump with the help of 1 by 3? 1 by 3 means one character at a time. So I'll be on mute for a minute. So from D, if I want to reach A plus by jumping one character at a time, one character, not the entire alphabet. Okay. If you want to jump an entire alphabet, it should be one. But I want to check how many steps do I need to reach A plus from this one. It's a very basic mathematics, right? It is 10 steps from D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need to jump one. If I jump one character every time, it will be taking me 10 steps to jump here. So let's take an example now. We have a couple of them. So one character, if I jump by one exact character from D, it will be C. From C, it will be B. Okay, let me see that now. We are jumping by exactly one character. You can see this. I'm starting with all with D. Now let me go back. So now I say that reset it. If I reset it, I'm back in B. Think in the business perspective. So the job title of Chandra Prasad matches, they can go and sell it, especially CTO. Okay, we are trying to sell a software to them. And now if I say I don't match any of these things manually, so where do I stand? It should be the least character, which is F. F is the least one. We don't have any characters beyond this. Okay, so I'm just explaining manual one. So is it feasible? No, we cannot do this manually to every prospect, right? This is where we need to ensure that if the people match the job title, what we are looking for, they should be pushed into a specific category. And also, we want to say that whether they match or not. So this might take a couple of minutes to do it. So I'll be doing with the automation on that one. So hope everyone is clear. 1 by 3 is jump by one character. 2 by 3 is jump by two characters. So if I have, let me also demonstrate from D, if I go with two characters, it should be C minus, right? That is the reason I created this criteria. Let me match it. And if I match it, now it will be D minus. Yes, C minus, right? Perfect. You can have any number of rules. You can have any number of rules in your profile. What is my profile? Custom to. Now, I cannot be doing this manually to everyone. So this is where I need to create an engagement studio program, or I need to go with the automation rules. So I'll be taking the help of engagement studio program, which is also part of today's training. So scoring, grading, this is, you can think like lead nurturing tool. This is your lead nurturing tool. You will nurture them. Okay. Lead nurturing tool. Why we should nurture them? Because they are not matching the scoring, they are not matching the grading, they might not be so much interested. So we want to ensure the combination of scoring and grading, so that we can give them to our sales rep to close the deals. Okay, so in this case, so before we move on, if you people have any questions, let me know. Specific to scoring and grading. This is out of the box, which we need to configure at the beginning of the implementation. Okay. It's very important. So you might be wondering, Chandra, why is that you are discussing at last? Because we want to make sure that you know the fundamentals of account engagement. And this is very interesting because companies buy. Why why do companies buy account engagement? Of this default feature, which is not so easy to be implemented for by other things, right? So this is what we wanted to go over. So now I'll give a pause by stopping my screen sharing. I would go back to the tool. If you people have any questions, feel free to let me know. I am checking with two things: scoring, grading. Scoring, prospect is interested towards you. Grading, you as a product owner, how much interested, sales rep, how much interested you are in on the prospect, so that if you think that person is ready, you send it to sales team, they talk to them, and they close the deals. Okay, majorly this is, let's take an example. I would like to take some example with respect to the taking Salesforce as an example. Salesforce is a company which is, or Zoom is a company which wants to sell Zoom to companies. Like, for example, it might be iTelesoft, it might be Decompiler Technologies. They want to sell Zoom to them. If I'm start visiting the Zoom site, I have given the job title, which is CTO. CTO is the person who is technical officer, right? So he has that position. You don't want to chase the interns. You don't want to chase the person who is a developer, right? Why? Because they are not in a position to make a decision financially. So you want to chase only the people who are the right people to make decisions, purchase the Zoom application. And you want to chase, you are a company, let's assume Zoom, they are chasing all the other company because it's a B2B marketing. And you want to ensure that your sales team only talk to people who are very good in their position and they have a good company size so that we can go and sell the product to them. You don't want to chase developers, you don't want to chase interns of any company because they are not decision making one. Okay, having said that, so now I am waiting for your questions. I just wanted to explain what is scoring and grading, and now we'll try to learn the engagement studio program, which is basically a lead nurturing tool. People who don't qualify you, start sending more information to them, like what is Zoom. I'm just taking one example. You can take any product of your choice or your company which is trying to implement B2B marketing tool or B2B marketing automations, where you try to chase the right people. From hereafter, I just want to change the email address. If they submit the form which we created in the last session, it should be a corporate email address. We don't want to accept any form. Okay, and then I want to check whether they have filled the job title. If they have filled the job title, then only I'll be assigning them to mine. I'll go with one stretched example on this one, and based on that we'll be moving. So probably that is the thing which we will be doing. And then we don't have an email configuration to send in this developer account, but I'll be taking the help of form. When they submit it, they are added to a list. When they are added to a list, they will be moving to our engagement studio program. 5 to 15 minutes I will explain the tool, and then I will complete this exercise. And based on the previous session itself, I've mentioned it very clearly, this session might go as long as 90 minutes also. Good. So I did not find any questions, so I'll be moving with engagement studio tool explanation first, and then one use case for it. Let me see, I think I have one. Yeah, just like school. Yeah, they can. Will the products have scores and grades based on their sales team? Yes, you can decide that and implement it here. So that is all dependent on how you want to do it. This is generic. You need to make sure that it is fitting into your business needs. Hope I answered it. Okay, it is Harshavardhan here. Just like scores and for prospects, yes, you can. If you have any specific details, one, try to type it. I'll try to address that one after explaining the tool engagement studio program. Thank you very much. So I'm moving with the tool again, and now I'm explaining how the tool looks. First, understand the tool, which comes with three basic components. Engagement studio. It comes with action. Okay. It comes with trigger and rules. There are three elements here: action, trigger, and rules. What is action? Product owner, so you, that is from the account engagement, you're performing some sense. Okay, this is from account engagement. This is from prospect. How is prospect interacting with your digital assets? Rules, it's nothing but the criteria before we move on. Okay, let me go into the tool and explain this. And before, when you begin this, you need to specify the list. In list, you will have two things: who do you want to target and whom do you want to suppress. So you need a list to target and suppress. You need an action, trigger, and rules. So these are the three elements. So let me go into account engagement automations. Okay. I'm creating a new account engagement program. Okay, engagement studio basically. Now, this is the screen number one. I would like to highlight a couple of things for you people. So you can see build, test, reporting, and activity. We are in still draft mode. You need to name it. So as I mentioned, I want to name this as hot leads. I don't have the list here. So I'll call this one as hot leads, Zoom, and I'll name it as CTOs. Okay, just like this, just as an example. So whom do you want to target? Where do you want to store it? It is in the MCAE folder. You can see this folder here, which we discussed when we were discussing. Recipients list, I'll change it now. So I'll go with red hot prospects. Suppression list is the empty list. Instead of that, I'll go with competitors. I don't want to deal with them. So would you like to send emails during the business hours only? Yes or no? You'll specify that. If it is yes, you can define your start date, that is the time of the day, and the end date with time zone. And very importantly, will you allow the prospects to enter this program more than once? Okay, you are nurturing them. If you say yes, you should specify the eligibility date. If I am qualifying today, and if I want to enter the journey next time, what is the number of days you want them to wait? 4 days. Will you allow them to enter this engagement program n number of times, or you want to go with only two or three? So I'll go with both the values with 4 and 2. So what does it mean? So if I am eligible to enter this engagement studio program today, and if I'm eligible again tomorrow, no, it won't allow. It will allow me after 4 days only, but I can only be in this engagement studio program for a max of 2 times. So I'm just ignoring this one, I'm ignoring this one, so we don't have an email sent. So I'm saving this. Can I change this before activation? Yes, you are always free to change these two. So hot leads, Zoom CTO, I'm just mentioning that. I'll click on the button save, I'll take the mouse away. Now, here I'm in engagement studio program and we have three elements. Add element, you can see this here. Action, do something. Trigger, listen for an event. Rule, evaluate based on the prospect fields. What is the action? If they submit a form, I want to send an email. You can see send an email, remove tags, remove them from a list, notify the user, create a Salesforce task, and you have many others. What you want to do on the prospect, I want them to be added to a list. Okay, when you are selecting an action, you have to go with the time frame. What is the time frame? Would you like to add them immediately, or would you like to wait for 3 days before any action is performed? Okay, so there is one interesting timeline. So if I want to send it, there are three options here. Only for send email activity we have three: immediately, wait, and on date. On date, so when you want to specify a specific date, but unfortunately we don't have a time for this one. Action, what is action? What you want to do on a prospect. Add to list, remove from list, add to campaign, notify user. All these are the actions you want to do. What is the trigger then? So let me go with sending an email first. I want to send an email. I'll pick any email here. I want to send the email immediately. Okay. So let's assume that a person is entering into this list. They will enter this engagement studio program. They'll receive an email. Now, what is a trigger? Trigger is listening for the events. What is an event? Submit a form, open an email, click a link in the email, or visit a specific page. Trigger is listening for an action completed by your prospect. When you look into this, you can see very clearly. You want to see whether they have link, a click in the link of your email. Did they open our email? Did they download a file? Did they submit a form? Did they submit a form handler, or did they visit a landing page or submission? Okay, so prospect any landing page? No, I want a specific landing page. They have to register on this page and they should have completed it successfully. And what is the time you want to wait? Okay, so I want to wait here for up to maximum. There is a difference between these two. Up to maximum, event will wait any period of time, but within this time they might have submitted, they'll keep moving. Wait is, what is the difference between wait, up to maximum, and wait? Wait will complete, it will complete this duration, and then it will check for the status or this event. Up to maximum, every regular interval, it might happen on one day, it might happen on 2 days. It might happen on the third day too. If they happen in one day, they don't wait here, they'll keep moving in the next step. Okay, so now if they submitted the form, they'll come here. That is our action. So now before sending an email, I want to check a specific rule. What is the rule? They should have been assigned they should have been assigned with a specific value. You can see the what is their score. Their score should be less than 0. Their score should be less than 10, and they will be moving. Now we have two paths now. Okay, so I want to move this path here. Can I? Okay, no drag and drop. Okay, I'll add this one here. So if they have less than score, then I'll be receiving the email. I'm picking a random one, so I don't need this here. So I'll delete this here. What is the score? If they have less than 10 score, they'll be receiving this email. If they have a score greater than 10, if they have a score greater than 10, they'll receive the email, which is client case study. I'm just giving an example. It can be anything. So I just wanted to explain three elements of engagement studio program: action, trigger, and rules. Now, based on this, we will try to apply one use case, which I was talking about, because I want my team to chase them. I want my team to chase them to close the deals. I'll specify the list, which is target. I'll specify the action. I'll specify the trigger, and I'll specify a rule also, just to incorporate this engagement. You can bring on all your cases. So every time when a new lead is created, you can create an engagement studio program based on your use case. You'll start and you'll end here. So try to explore on this one. So make it very simple. What account engagement wants to do on your prospect is this action. When your prospect performs some action, that is listening, you're trying to listen event. Open an email, click a link in the email, submit a form are the best examples of trigger. You are listening a prospect's activity. Rules: this is the data stored in account engagement. Based on that, you want to split them into yes or no path. This is an example. I'll not complete this one, so I'll keep it as it is. I want to have a hot leads Zoom CTO. As I mentioned, I'll be going over all the things. I want to grade them, I want to score them, I want to complete all the cycle with the help of a form and a landing page. I'll make it simple, I'll make it quick. So I'll be creating a form, I'll be creating a list. I'll start with the list because I want them to be added there. After they have been added there, so they'll keep moving in this. So I'll change this based on my requirement. Okay, so and then last but not the least, so I'll be doing one project as an example: reports in account engagements. So this is one of the very beautiful things which I have seen out of the box. When you go with account engagement reports, okay, the last piece of the training, so you will see a beautiful tool here. We also have B2B MA automation tool, the reporting tool, which should be enabled. We need additional licensing for that. Okay, so what I'm showcasing now is reports. Okay, you have to explore more on this. I'll be showing the very interesting areas here, especially when we start sending emails. You can see the reports on your forms, reports on your landing page, reports on socials opportunities, and scoring categories. All these are examples of your reports. Very interesting one will be the one which is related to email. Let me take one example. All these are dumped data for training purpose. Okay, now I'm in one of the reports which are related to email. Here you can see the report where we can see the name of the campaign, the subject line, the tracker domain, content type, the email send type, okay, starting at, ending, and many. What is more interesting is in the bottom, you can see the total number of send, total number of queued, bounced, very interesting one, soft bounce and hard bounce, delivered, failed, duplicates, and the number of spam complaint rate for that particular send. What is more interesting is interaction. This tab, this will be more interesting one. What do you see in this interaction tab of an email report? You can see there are 72% people who have read your email, 16% of the people who have skimmed it. What is the difference between them? You can see the categories here of engagement: glanced or unread 12%, skimmed percentage is 16, and read percentage is 72. How do you know that? It is because of this one. Glance or unread, skimmed and read. So if you take the mouse over it, it will show you the percentage. So how it is getting decided? It is being decided by the number of seconds what they have spent on your email. If they have just opened and closed it within 8 seconds, if I don't go by that number, please do a searching on it. So if I'm not wrong, 8 and below seconds it is 100, 8 and above before 20 it is skimmed, and above 20 seconds it is a red one. That's what they categorize. The numbers are fictional, just do a research on it. So how many email clients they have? So these two are very interesting one for any email sends within account engagement. How many people? These are major one. How many people have opened in Gmail, Apple Outlook, Apple Mail, and Google Android? You can see the client name, the percentage, and breakdown by client here. Okay, so this is about, I've just given one example. You can also see many others like email bounces report, the new feature here. And don't forget, this is a developer account. Some of the data is not organic. Okay, it might be dumped data for training purposes. Failed email sends, the form reporting landing page. More interesting one was here, and all the others also there on all your marketing as open rule audits. What is the open rule audit here? So automations, emails, content related reports like images, how many views have been done on image, the other assets like ads, banner ads, and social ads here. You can see all of these reports here. Okay, so I know you might be having a couple of questions. So with this, I have completed all the four topics: scoring, grading, engagement, and reports. Now I would like to do a very simple one or two use case where I use scoring, grading, engagement studio program. This is where I want to implement it as one of the tools. So this is what you will be interested in implementing for your clients. You can compare this to Journey Builder of Marketing Cloud. If you come from Marketing Cloud background, Salesforce Marketing Cloud specifically, you can compare with Journey Builder, but both are different. They are unique in their own way. Okay, but I compared this because I come from Marketing Cloud more, because my implementations are more comparatively. You can say that 30% of account engagement, but 70% of my time and energy will be spent on. I usually compare like this: Journey Builder, what features we have here. But this is for the people who come from Marketing Cloud as your background of marketing tool, engagement studio program. So before we move on, once again I would like to give 1 minute to read any questions if you have around the topic which we discussed. Meanwhile, I'll have some water. Thank you. Okay. You people can ask questions at any point of time. I'll read it, but I would like to highlight one last thing before you start implementing, which is very, very important for the marketing cloud marketers, that is account engagement, especially with respect to the account engagement setting. Okay, keep an eye on usage limits, right? This is very important. I am in account settings under the tab account engagement settings. So be very sure about this one. Why? When it comes to API, if you're doing any API calls to account engagement, there is a limit of 1 million. Sorry, it's 1 lakh per day. Concurrent API request, external, very very important, mailable database. The limit is 10,000. Now the question is, can I purchase more? Yes, you can. Automation rules, you can create only 150. Landing pages unlimited, forms unlimited, form handlers unlimited. Engagement studio program, you have a limitation. 200 is too big, but still you should be knowing that you have utilized one out of 200. You have some limitations. If you are trying to create an engagement program which is repeating, you can only create 10. These are very very important limitations which you people have to know when you are working with account engagement. Okay, it's good that you people know it. So files unlimited, file storage, we have a limitation here, 10,240 KB. Okay, if I'm not wrong, it is MB. Page actions, you can create up to 250. SEO keywords 100. There are some unlimited like custom fields. Custom fields, we have unlimited. Total email sends unlimited, something like this, right? So I just wanted to highlight on this limitations, which is usage and limits. Don't forget, this is built on top of force.com, that is Salesforce. There are some governing limits for sure, some areas which you should keep in mind when you are creating automation rules, dynamic lists, your engagement studio programs, and others. Whenever you forget it about your content or the list, come to this page and see it. Okay, now with this, I will be creating one engagement studio program. I'll be creating one engagement studio program. I will be taking the help of the existing one. So what is that I'll be creating? I'll create one prospect list. Okay, so which is for CDOs. I'll call this one. Okay, sorry, wrong window. I want to see how it works. I want to add a list. Okay, the name of the list is Zoom underscore hot underscore list. Okay, Zoom hot list. Okay. And this will be for the people who belongs to CTO. Okay, the specifically I'm searching for this one, and it will be stored in a folder called MCAE. Okay, this is where I'm storing my assets. All these are assets. Okay, this is a static list, name, folder, and I'll go and store this as a list. Okay, fine. Now I need a form so that someone submits the form on this one. They will be injected into this. But after injecting, I want to, even since we don't have an option of sending email, I will be creating one more list that they are in our engagement studio program. Zoom underscore hotlist underscore engagement studio program, ESP. Okay. Just a minute. I'm creating two lists only for learning purpose, so both are static here. I'll create one list. Okay, now, so I need a form so that someone submits the form, they'll be into this list and they'll be moved into our engagement studio program. Okay, and I want to check their grade. If someone is submitting this form, they will be moved into a specific profile. I'll play around with all of these things so that we get used to it. I have prospects ready. Now I will be creating a form, a very simple form. So where they will be having a job title, first name, last name, and very importantly, they should give a corporate email address. Zoom underscore hot underscore Zoom underscore hot underscore list, which is created for July. Just a name, July 2025. So let me have the date also. This is the name of the form, and it will be stored in the digital assets folder. As usual, MCAE, I'm using this only folder for all my assets, and it will be under the tag domain go.mcae. And the campaign, I don't have a campaign, I'll go with 2024. Okay, this is just a name. And what are the fields I want? I want the first name, last name. I don't need a company, but I need a job title. Okay, very good. And it is for the text form. And very importantly, so first name is optional. I'm making very simple. Email address, I want it to be of a corporate email address. Gmail, Yahoo, and all the others will be not accepted. Okay. So this is a very simple form. Next, it will be placed in standard layout, standard form layout, and the button will be contact me back. Okay, they want to go. So no more fancy things now. For now, I'm just submitting this form. And very important, I want to add them to a list. That is a completion action. When they submit this form, they will be added to our Zoom hot list. CTU, this one. Okay. Next, and confirm and save. Now, let us go into these things. Now I have the list. Emails will be dummy. I'll be not using emails at all in our program. I'll be using three things. One, as usual, three items: action, trigger, and also the rule. Okay. So let me go into that and create a engagement studio program. Everything begins with the form. So I'll click on automations. Under automations, engagement studio. In engagement studio, I'm creating a very new one. So what is the new one which I'm creating? It is Zoom. I think I have the existing one, right? Let me make use of that. Hot leads Zoom CTO. It is still in the draft mode. This is our Zoom underscore hot underscore engagement studio program. So folder is MCAE. Who will be a part of this no suppression list? They will be the one which is Zoom. There are two lists. If they enter, they'll be added to that. Okay. So no repetition. I'll click on save. Let me rebuild this one from the scratch. I just want to delete this. No emails. Let's see whether it works. Okay. So first one, what is the first thing? I want to ensure that they are added to a list. Just to confirm that they are entering, the list is Zoom ESP. This is mentioning that they have entered here. Okay. What is next? I want to check their job title. Okay. I want to check their job title. That is the rule. So let me go with prospect. Prospects default field, which is job title. If they have a job title as CTO, semicolon, comma, chief technical officer, something like this. CHI, chief technical officer. Any one of these values, or I'll go with only one. No confusion. CTO. If they have the value, you can add more. So what I want to do is, if they have that value, I want to change their profile. So let me add an action for this. So I want to change their profile. So I'll scroll down. Do we have that task? Yes, it should be. So add to list, add to campaign, adjust the score, assign them to a group, assign them to a user, create a Salesforce task, remove from the list, assign to a user. It should have the option, right? It should be there. Change prospect field value. Can I? Not required, I guess. Trigger. No, this is not required. Okay. If they have submitted a form, specific form, the form name is Zoom Hotlist. So, do you have any action if they have completed it? No, this is not required. Just give me a second. I want them to be changing their profile, which is action. Adjust the score. Yes, we have adjust the tags. Add to list, add to Salesforce campaign, adjust the score. Okay, we cannot change the profile prospect field. Okay, no worries. I'll adjust the score now and we'll play around with that. Adjust the score by 25. If they have not matching the job title, I want to do an action of creating a Salesforce task with subject line. They do not match our job title. Just assign it to Chandra Prasad with a normal priority, start and due date. Let me say this. Okay. Are we ready? Yes, I think it's a very simple one which I am trying to perform, but I want to adjust. I want to adjust their profile based on this one, right? So which I'll be doing also. So this is a very simple one. I'll click the button start. It might take couple of minutes. When do you want to start it? I want to start it now. When do you want to end it? I want to end this on August 9th. Okay, that's it. That's fine. When this is happening, okay, when this is happening, so I want to ensure that there is an automation rule which is adjusting the prospect if their job title match, if their job title match, which is CTO. I want to adjust their profile and we want to, okay, this is ready. I'm waiting for this to start. It might take a couple of minutes. Have patience, we need not have to wait here. I'll go to automation tools because I want to make sure that we have added that. Let me make use of the existing automation rule. What is that I'm looking for? This is the name, so I'll just remove all of them. I want to add a rule. What is the rule? If the job title prospect standard field, that is default field, which is job title, and if it contains CTO, okay, if this match is ruled, I want to add an action of prospect grade. It should be here, right? So add prospect to list CRM, adjust the prospect score, prospect queue, user group, profile criteria, change the prospect profile. From custom they will be here, and also I want to ensure that they match our prospect. Change profile criteria, we have custom 2 and their job title is matching. So what should happen when they match it? Their grade should change automatically. A very simple one. So I want to save this automation, and also I want to resume automation rules. Let it run by itself, that's fine. Now I want to check my account engagement, that is the engagement studio program under automations. If it has started, yes, running, it's all there. Now what is required? Very simple. When they submit the form, they should be added here, and we should keep moving. We'll see the result of this one. This is the form which is created today. I have a link. I'll go into this one and I'll submit my form. So you can see only the email address, right? Why is this happening? Because there is a cookie which has already been placed. So let me clear all it. So sitemap go.mcae, there is a cookie being placed. I'll reload the browser. Now I have all the things: first name, last name, email, and job title. So I'll go with the first name, last name. The email address should be of a corporate one, right? So if I try to submit Chandra SFMC at gmail.com, will it accept? No, because it is a free one. What is my job title? It is CTO, but it's an error. It's an error. So I'll go with Chandra SFMC at Pardot.com. So I'll go with my first name as Pardot, second name as, so that it is easy for me to recognize. Okay. So Chandra SFMC at pardot.com. This is not a valid email address. So the job title is very important. If I submit this form, if I don't forget, I've errored it also. There is an error. First time it was an error. So I go with this register. As usual, it will be having thank you content. It's fine. Now, what is the expectation? So since I've submitted this form, the first thing is it should be stored in this list. Let me go into the prospects. Let me see whether I have that prospect coming in. All prospects created today. Okay. And I have to remove this and click the button go. So number of prospects created today. Let me search for the person Pardot. Let me see. Yes, this person has submitted successfully. So score is being added. Grade, please observe the grade. It is still not ready, right? I'll click on Pardot MCAE and I want to see the existing profile. It is default. It should change. It should change and it will. Okay. Now I'm in this profile. So currently my grade is D, even though it is not visible. My job title is CTO. Now, very interestingly, since I've been added to this list, how do you know that it is added to the list? Go and check here. This list, submit the form, it is submitted here. This list is the one which will accept the prospects into my engagement studio program. It might take a minute or two, but I will be in this. If I'm in this one, okay, as you can see, the running one, it has already been started. It will be ending on some day. That's fine. So you can see this. This is the Zoom list. They'll come here. They'll be added to this list. If my CTO matches, they come here and they'll be adjust with the score. They'll end it. If not, they will be a task submitted. Okay. If they don't match it. So if you people are interested to see the results of this one, I'll give you the link. People can submit existing one, but do remember you should, that's optional. I just want to see if you are interested submitting this form. If you want, you can do that. That's absolutely fine. I'll copy the link and I'm sharing it on the chat window. Okay, I'm sharing the link to everyone. There is a question also. The question is, when both Sales Cloud and account engagement are implemented, what features are available beyond just syncing a list between the two? You can have, you can add them, you can create flows so that the list is visible for your sales rep, because everyone will be not. I'll take up that one. So I'm just, I'll take your question. I'll go with the first name. Hi, that is Ranga. It's a question from Ranga. I'll take up that. So what is that I'm waiting for? And to showcase my automation rule, and also I'm interested in showcasing. It might take. This is how the tool goes. We have to be very careful on that one. The time we cannot judge, but still, I can show you the automation. Let's see whether we are entered. If we have entered, yes, program has one person. Now, this program, according to this program, the person should have been added to list. Since my job title matches, their score should have been adjusted by 25, means they should have a point 75 there, and they come in here. If they doesn't match with the job title, there will be a task created for them in Salesforce. Okay. So now, so let me see this, whether I have been added to that. I can go to just prospects and I'll select my prospect. Oh, awesome. You can see my score is adjusted 25 points, and I should be in two different lists. You can see the second list here, and I'm a part of this dynamic July list. Okay, this is a separate one. I think there was a rule also matched, because of which it has been added here. Dynamic list also. And what is my profile? It might take time. The profile, changing a profile will take time because it is taken care by an automation rule. This one, so there are 882 people. So I would like to rerun this. Pause, copy, delete. No, I don't want to pause it. Okay, it will take time. So this will keep running on its own. Change the prospect profile to custom to. Change the profile criteria custom to when the job title is set to matches one. What is the condition? Prospect default field should have the value CTO in it. It might take a couple of minutes for that to populate, but it will be there, right? Few people have submitted the form. You will also be a part of it. I can see the second person coming in. It's optional, but you have to give a corporate email address. You can type anything, that's fine, which is from Rahul. So I think he followed exactly my screen, Rahul at Pardot.com, and he has 50 as its score for now with a job title CTO. Even he'll be moving in the right path. When you submit the form, immediately you will be part of this. When the engagement studio program ends, now you can decide whether you want to send them to your sales rep people to chase it and complete it. All those things will be taken care by your sales team. Okay, with this, I'm done for the 5 weeks. If you people have questions, do let me know. I'll be happy to answer to the best of my knowledge what I've gained from couple of years. One of the questions what I saw is question: when both sales and sales cloud, you have to implement sales cloud and then only account engagement. Why is that? I'm specifying explicitly because account engagement is being built on top. It's a package on Salesforce CRM. So syncing is one thing. Second thing, syncing is the primary thing. The second major one, from account engagement you can start assigning them to the right people. You can create tasks, add them to a queue, all the things which you lead nurturing, basically that is one. And reporting, so we can add a reporting to it, which is known as engagement history. So where sales rep can see how many emails they have received, whether they have opened the email, so that we need to rechase them, or we need to uh, add them to a new campaign, or those things can be done apart from only syncing. Okay. Hope I answered your question, I guess. Any other questions, feel free to let me know. And thank you very much for staying long beyond 60 minutes on the final day of this training. Thank you once again to Chamil and Sri Lankan Ohana Group for making me as a speaker for all the 5 days. It's a great honor from for me, and very humble to be a part of this one. Thank you. And don't forget to subscribe to the Salesforce Ohana of Sri.
Thanks, Chandra. I think it was a great series of sessions. I think we covered almost all the areas in Pardot or the account engagement. I think anyone who needs to start with account engagement, this series will help them a lot. And on behalf of Sri Lanka Salesforce Ohana, I really appreciate your acceptance and the contribution and sharing your knowledge. Thanks, Chandra. Thanks again on behalf of our Ohana.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. I would like to be happy to be in touch. Please send out your messages. I'll try to check that. And great session. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you for your patience of waiting for every week and attending these sessions. It really honored both of us, Chamil, who took a great initiative of doing it, and making me as a speaker for all the 5 days. Thank you, everyone. And it was a great thing for me to share the knowledge whatever I had in the experience which I have gained. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. And all the recordings will be uploaded to the Ohana as a playlist. And I think it will be completed by tomorrow. So the rest of the everything, all the 5 sessions will be there.
Thank you.
Thanks again. Thanks, everyone, and have a good night.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. Bye.